Today, HANA Cafe is en route again. We are at the Innovation Office, so we can call it, maybe Jan, we can call it the Innovation Cafe today.
The Innovation Cafe on tour.
Yeah, on tour. Because there is a CodeJam planned, a CodeJam about Fiori Elements, UI5 programming and the flexible programming model. Now, most people that know me will probably understand that I do not understand anything of what I just said. So that's why I thought, let's have a HANA Cafe to understand really what was going on in this CodeJam to create a web application. And we're going to invite the developer advocate Nico as well soon. But first we are, as I said, at the Innovation Office with Wim, and also Jan-Willem was participating because Jan-Willem, you, I think, already used Fiori Elements a lot frequently. So that's why we also wanted to ask you some experiences of today. And that's what I say. Welcome to HANA Cafe, the Netherlands.
HANA Cafe Nederland is een podcast met nieuws vanuit de SAP-wereld. In het café spreken de gasten en stamgasten over ontwikkelingen, innovaties, events of praten ze gewoon weer eventjes bij. Laten we snel naar binnen gaan.
Welkom Jan.
Ja, welkom Twan. Leuk om er weer te zijn. Hey,
in
even
Engels.
een honest question.
Yeah.
Was that introduction, was it AI generated or not?
It was Twan generated.
Awesome.
So I don't always need AI.
I always like something genuine.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go to Wim. Wim, we've been here last year as well, and then you told a short story about how the CodeJam came to life. Maybe you can tell how this CodeJam came to life.
Yeah, why did you do this, Wim?
It's really interesting. We were looking for a CodeJam on Fiori Elements. And then we also saw this new flexible programming model. And we started asking SAP. First they were a bit hesitant, but then they actually picked up on this topic, on this SAP CodeJam. And they actually created the content just for us the last 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks.
Hey, that rings a bell, right? I think that was also the same story from last year with DJ, right?
Somehow we managed to put SAP in the driver's seat and create a content for it. But we are happy with how this turned out.
So you come up with a great idea, because a lot of people participated today. How many people participated?
I think 30.
30, okay. And so you came up with an idea on this new CodeJam, and then now Nico has maybe 2 weeks no sleep to create this to create this CodeJam.
Definitely, he finished this morning, as far as I understand.
But it makes sense, right? To ask for topics that are the latest and greatest. I mean,
yeah, sure.
Why would you have a CodeJam on old stuff?
On ABAP.
ABAP is dead?
No. No, that was great. And but why did you then come up with this topic?
Because it's rather newish, a bit unknown. Fiori Elements is known, but actually this one on OData V4, flexible programming model, is not so much people know about it and actually worked with it. So we actually wanted to just bring out this in the community and show that it's a possibility. And yeah, it's a bit different and we have to get used to it. And it's good that we have persons coming with, quite some persons of the company to learn this topic as well. So they can advocate and start doing Fiori Elements.
But why did you need the CodeJam for this, Wim? Was there sufficient documentation or something?
There's a bit of documentation, but it's always good to have some questions back and forth and to start understanding, right? That's why we have the CodeJam, so we can learn from each other. And
can we go to the first question for our listeners? Maybe not everyone knows what a CodeJam is. Of course, there are several podcasts about it, but let's also explain the concept of a CodeJam, Wim.
Well, the concept of a CodeJam is that you have an SAP host explaining you exercises and getting to know a topic, which could be anything in SAP country, SAP world, to understand how certain technology works. And then you start playing with it. You have some challenging exercises, and along you have a host who can explain you how things work, and you have you can ask questions. So you don't have to do it just on your laptop at home, but you can have a great host guiding you through the exercises. Yeah,
you have a teacher in front of the class, and of course you have the handout, but then if you run into kind of problems, then you can ask the teacher.
Definitely.
Yeah, and since it's too young, there's probably no way to ask the AI for it, right? And an AI would start hallucinating.
Are you paid for the word of AI that you need? Are you priestess or something?
I have KPIs.
Okay. So then the topic on Fiori Elements, and as I already said, Jan-Willem, you are using Fiori Elements already for a long time, right?
Yeah, well, a long time, define long time. Last
2 years?
2 years I've been using Fiori Elements, but not the flexible programming model. I've been using Fiori on an older ABAP system using an OData created by ABAP system. Actually, even ECC. You're distracting me.
Sorry, but don't pay attention to me. Sorry.
But I can still remember that last time we spoke about it in the podcast. Yeah. At that time you were explaining about how you were using this for your benefit as well. Not the flexible layout, but the all Fiori Elements part. I'm really happy with Fiori Elements, and what I saw today as well. It's again it's evolved. It's easier to use. It's more enhancement points, or how do you call them? Modification points, extra. Those points where you can put really nice things in. And actually, I heard one of the people today explaining. I always thought that using Fiori Elements meant you were really in a tight corset, having no additional possibilities to create nice things. But it's actually really powerful. You can really quickly create your framework and then add additional JavaScript coding in enhancement points. And I'm quite happy with Fiori Elements.
That's what we did today. So maybe part of the answer to you started. Part of the answer to your question is on what is a CodeJam? Do something innovative.
Yeah.
With lots of people and with a teacher in front of the class. What else?
Well,
great food.
Meet people. Great food, great beer. Meet people. That's also very important to see peers in the field and ask, what are you doing? And
it was with a P, right?
Yeah. Whoa!
Sorry.
How many beers did you have?
We should
it's coffee.
Yeah.
Mute Jan.
My coffee is empty.
Note to myself, mute Jan.
Okay, peers.
Peers. Yeah, but it's nice to see what they are doing, and you get ideas as well. Like okay, I have this issue now with my client, at my client doing this and this, and you always have somebody said, did you try this? And then you think, okay, yeah, I should try that. That's also very valuable. Today as well, I said some things, small remark to Nico Schoenteich, and he said, well, did you try this already? And really technical details, too long to give the details here. But I was, so tomorrow or tonight I'm opening my laptop again and try the new approach. So that's also a CodeJam. That's also
inspiring.
Yeah. It is nice. Meeting people and seeing your colleagues in the field.
Is it a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So what is the difference between Fiori and Fiori Elements?
Yeah, Wim.
Sure. Fiori Elements actually more like a building block, right? So annotation driven, you can generate an application, so you really don't have to program UI5. Now with the flexible programming model, you can actually combine still doing UI5 and doing Fiori Elements. So you have the building blocks, but you can still modify or tweak to your usage. But well, it's all Fiori, right? It's all the same user interface, and you can deliver great apps with. Well, maybe initially it takes quite a steep learning curve because you need to learn Fiori Elements. But then if you know it, it's faster. Yeah. I also had to convince my customers start using Fiori Elements, and now they are picking up on it. Yeah.
I think but can I compare Fiori? Different. I mean, the style is also different. Well, if you do in the old-fashioned way, it's like really building an application, and now you're basically declaring. It's more declarative.
Definitely.
Yeah. If I can break in. Fiori is, of course, the paradigm. It's the description of how you should use your front end. What you're now comparing is UI5 to Fiori Elements. Sure. So I think that should have been the question as well, Twan. What's the difference between you? Because UI5 is really using the JavaScript and those things. And what you said, Wim, is Fiori Elements is declarative. And I think that Fiori Elements can be. It's not really drag and drop, but I think it's really powerful because if you're experienced with it, you can create an app in about the same time as you create a build app.
Yeah, that will be my next question. So how is that then related to SAP Build? But what you just explained.
Yeah, it's
well, and then I think Jan comes in. Build is not generating UI5 or Fiori.
No, it's
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But who knows what's happening in the future?
Yeah.
But it's growing towards each other, right? I mean, I've seen just for your information, Twan, I've been doing this exercise as well. For what I learned from also the Business Application Studio is that it has a lot of graphical elements now. Yeah. So it's not only a matter of building hardcore code and stuff, but it's also having like input screens that are asking you like which fields would you like to display and in what form and that sort of thing. And it's part of a wizard really that is basically setting up the screen rather than that you have to code everything. So it's the coding experience and the declarative way of programming that makes, I think, the pro-code environment grow towards what we are used to in low-code environments. I'm not going to say no-code environments.
But it was also one of the questions. So how is what we did today, or what you did today, related to SAP Build Code? That was one of the questions, and it's growing to each other.
What I hear you say is it's quite new. Well, I'm working 2 years now with Fiori Elements, and from the start, it was really wizard-driven. And that's what Wim said as well. It's declarative and it's really easy to use once you know it. The same with build. You need to invest 1 or 2 days. Same with Fiori Elements. And what I really like about Fiori Elements, and I said it already today as well, there's a really nice team. If you have questions or if you think, okay, I need a new wizard, in VS Code, I don't use it with Bus, but that's my personal preference. There is you have a whole list of wizards, and all the way at the bottom there's a sentence, are you missing a wizard? Please press here, send us a request. Mm-hmm. And they react within 1 or 2 working days, and really nicely, they start to help you. And that's what I also really like.
Applause for the people behind that specific last question, because you used it, right?
Yeah,
what did you ask? What did you ask?
I asked for, it's about 1.5 years ago. I asked really a new wizard, and I think they implemented it. And I wanted to ask another wizard. And then, of course, you go to lunch with your colleagues, you start chatting about it, and they say, well, did you try this? And after I tried it, of course, it was there. So I sent another message to the team, say, oh, disregard my previous message. I noticed the wizard is there. And even then I got a really nice email back asking, so you asked us first for a new wizard. That means you couldn't find the wizard we already created. What terms did you use to search for it, and how can we how can we update our metadata so the next time you search for it, you can find the wizard which is there.
They really are in for feedback.
Yeah,
live feedback.
Yeah,
nice.
That's quite different from what I'm used to, by the way.
Yeah.
Not from SAP, but if you have these input fields, I don't even bother. I don't even bother with giving them feedback, because I have never ever received any response to it.
Yeah, most of the time always within 1-2 days, and most of the time within 3-4 hours. Depends on, I think they're in America, because if I tend to ask my questions later in the day, they respond quicker.
Yeah. By the way, Twan, just now you mentioned build code, and I have SAP Build still connected to the low-code paradigm.
Yeah.
So I might have given you the wrong answer there. So you were asking, how is Business Application Studio and Fiori development related to build code rather than build apps, right? So I was talking about low code, but if you look at it from a build code perspective, the Business Application Studio is actually part of build code, but we have made it more fancy, of course. Yeah. More features, more. Yeah. We've turned it into the lobby that you have for process automation, for for process automation and for build apps and for Workzone. That's also the lobby for build code now, right? And we've added Joule so that you can have AI-driven development as well. So developer productivity is going up with visual tools, with AI, one common lobby. So build code is actually, you could say, the next evolution of the Business Application Studio.
Yeah, but it's a combination. So if you build, the lobby is at the entrance point where you can also have fusion development, where you can collaborate on development projects. But build apps and build Workzone have also already a sort of similar environment. But if you go to build code, then you go to Business Application Studio, which is a different environment. But there is just a link to it.
Jan, can I ask you, build code? isn't that based on Fiori Elements as well? If I see what's been generated, it looks to me like almost a Fiori Elements app.
Yeah, if you look at the videos that were presented based on the AI-driven developments, that's definitely based on Fiori Elements. But Build Code also allows you to, of course, do freestyle application developments, similar to what you were used to in the Business Application Studio.
Yeah. Okay,
carry on.
So that's to clarify. Twan, sorry for getting back to the previous topic. I was, it's still a short circuit in my head. Like build is related to low code, and then you have Business Application Studio, and I have to get used to it. So that's why.
You're not the only one.
It's the same for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, but it's also build apps, build process automation, build work zone, build code. It's going to be a new umbrella.
Yeah, I suppose it's going to be one, just like what we saw with Integration Suite, right?
Yeah.
Maybe later on you will be talking about the build suite. With all the
you heard it here first.
With all the components inside.
Okay, but Jan-Willem, how is the experience for the CodeJam for today? Well, how did you experience today's exercises?
It was really nice. What I really like, I was using based on Fiori 1.72, 1.71. So and we're now at 1.32, if I remember correctly, 1.132. So that's almost double. And you see a lot of new things happening. The flexible programming model, as Wim already said, I heard of it, but it's nice to see it. And what I liked today, or what I thought was different than I expected, we started with an enhancement on the standard app, the standard CAP app, which is immediately generated when you have a CAP project. And after that, we used the annotations, so the declarative generation of the front end, which I would have expected to be the other way around. First start with annotations, and then enhance with a custom button and a custom.
You mean putting the annotations inside your backend service?
No. Yeah, well, that can be as well. You can put it in a different front end file. But I thought the exercises would start with the annotations, because that's what I think most people who are familiar with Fiori Elements are already familiar with. Mm-hmm. But we really started with the deep dive into the code. What do you think, Wim?
Well, I think we did it also sort of on purpose, because the whole possibility of flexible programming models that you can actually do coding, right? So you can combine the two, so you don't only have to do the annotation topic and just have to stick with that, but you could actually extend it with custom coding. And you, as far as I understood, I didn't get a chance to do the exercise myself, but you can go way further than you could do with Fiori Elements on version 2.
Well, that's not completely true, because at 1.70, well, I say 1.72, I already created this using the same exit points as was said in exercise 5. 6 was not there. Okay. So it is already possible, but it's made easier and more. The documentation is upgraded as well. So there are a bit more points, and it's a bit easier to use than before. But the possibility to enhance was always there. Enhance with JavaScript code. Yeah.
And as far as the tutorial is concerned, I understood from Nico that he is accepting pull requests. So if the order is wrong, you could change it.
That's cool, right? He was pretty open. Also, one party couldn't really get it done, get it finished, and he's just open to, come co-work with me and let's fix it, right? So that's really the great openness of SAP. It's not like stuck behind some login and you need a license and blah, blah, blah. You just need to sign in and you can only use the content for the day, but it's out there, and just go use it and go change it and let's make it optimal. That's really great. Yeah.
Okay. So let's also ask somebody else who participated today for the experiences on the CodeJam for today.
Good idea.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Thank you.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
HANA Cafe Nederland met Jan Penninkhof en Twan van den Broek.
And another participant for today is Ngoc. We already know her, of course, from the community, different kind of events at SAP or at other community events. And I'm really interested also in your experience of today's CodeJam. Can you say something about that?
Yes, I can. I was also curious before I went here because I've done a lot of SAP 5 and coding, etc. But this one is more with OData version 4 and of course with annotations, and that I haven't done a lot.
So you learned something today?
Yes, even I have learned something new.
yeah, which is good. That's why also probably why you joined. How was the amount of exercises? Was it enough? Was it too few? Or
at first it looked as if it was very much exercises, but Nicolai has broken down the exercises into pieces, and after each couple of exercises we had some discussion, and it makes it easier to go on into the other exercises.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's helped a lot to have the in-depth understanding of the exercises.
Was it difficult?
It's some parts if you didn't if you try to read too fast.
Yeah, that's difficult. Always a difficulty. If you have a tutorial and then you do not read, or you read too fast, then it's difficult.
Yeah. But it was not new, so that's why it was medium.
Yeah. Okay. And did they expect something from us that you have learned something before that you joined the CodeJam, or?
Yes, to also using it at our company more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Because we are using it now. But more with OData Vision 4 and more like, how to say it, a freestyle app more. And if you do it like this with annotation, it's a different approach.
So what do you think?
I think it's a good approach and more driven from the servers.
Do you think it would work faster for a developer?
Yes.
That would increase developer productivity, as you call
yes,
it.
I think it does.
That's the paradigm.
Yes.
That's the paradigm that we're all looking for. Make developers deliver faster.
Yeah,
because there is a shortage in developers, and business does not have a shortage in ideas.
No, even more, I think.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a catching up, isn't it? So as soon as the developer productivity increases, the business also catches up with great new ideas on innovations and stuff.
Yeah,
that's the risk. So if you deliver faster, then they will probably come up with new ideas as well.
Yeah, but that will create more room to have more ideas and develop other applications, which is what we want. Because now, if we develop now and take a lot of time, then you get stuck in the same. The same direction.
Yeah.
If you develop and deliver more, then you can also have solutions in other departments. And now we're making applications for one department, and then we stuck there because it takes too long to have applications. So if we now develop faster, we are able to also help other businesses and departments.
Yeah. Okay.
And was that also a reason for coming today?
Yes, there's also a reason, and also that we came with the whole team. So
oh wow,
the whole team.
Yes.
How many people did you come with?
Was it 5?
Oh, those were the ones that didn't want to join in the podcast.
Yes, those are the ones that didn't want to join.
That's.
Yeah, we tried to put some spraakwater in the mix.
Spraakwater.
Yeah.
Don't have that jingle. No.
That's some beers, but still, then they didn't feel.
Okay. Too bad
to join.
Too bad. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Well, wait. Difficult question, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
De moeilijke vraag van Jan.
Yeah. We heard that you were previously in consultancy.
Yes.
And now you're at the customer side.
Yes. Indeed.
And this is completely unrelated, by the way, to Fiori development. But I'll be wondering about your experiences there. How it's different.
The difference is that the experience that I have from the consultancy that I can now use it in the customer side more concentrated. In consultancy, you're going from the other project to the others, and now I can concentrate it in the end customer to have it implemented for the whole team. So that's why we are able to be here with 5 people, and that's the difference with consultancy. In consultancy, you learn together, do knowledge sharing, but then you go different ways and not implementing together. And now we're going to one CodeJam, and we combine our knowledge, and then we go back and we will work together to make it improvement at home in our own company. And that's I think the difference and the cool and beautiful thing of the end customer.
So that could be explained in 2 ways, right? Something beautiful, like being in there and involved end to end.
Yes.
Also, of course, like you build something and then, have to, get to work with it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And have to maintain it suddenly.
Yes.
And as a consultant, you usually run away.
Yes, you can go away indeed, and that's
you run away.
Yeah. Because if the cool thing is that we can experience what we will build. So after this, we will experience with the whole team that we will implement it together and see the real thing.
You see the real experience,
and also longer time. For some consultancy, sometimes it's only for that moment, and then you go away. You don't know the impact for the business, and now we will see it, and we will feel it also because the business is there, and they go, oh yeah, we are working.
And you get to change it as well, of course. I mean, business never standing still, so they move as well.
Yes.
And then you get to change your application as well, so you get through this entire life cycle of an application, and not just the initial phases.
Yes. Actually, mostly even. So there's not always it's more improvements more than new projects. Indeed.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
no, it wasn't too difficult, right?
No.
Too difficult question.
I'm starting here.
Thank you very much, Ngoc, for your insights, and have a nice day.
Okay, thank you
Thanks
for
so much.
having me, and also thanks everyone from today, and also if Nicolai listens, thank you for the session, and thank you Innov8ion, of course, for being here.
HANA Cafe Nederland met Jan Penninkhof en Twan van den Broek.
Yeah, not only Jan and Twan, of course, but we now at the table we have Nico and we have Iemke.
Yay.
Yay! Hey!
Applause.
Oh, exactly. Wow. Yeah, you need an applause. You deserve an applause. Yeah, especially Nico, because you are the host for today. Today's CodeJam on Fiori Elements, UI5, and the flexible programming model.
Correct. Yeah.
And it made it all possible. Sleepless nights, I heard. To get it all working in time.
At least last night was sort of sleepless. I had to get up very early.
What time?
To come here. I woke up at 4:30.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But it was worth it. It was a great day.
Yeah.
And when did you finish the assignments?
Well, in the train on the way here.
Okay.
But that was just a final touch up. They were ready like Wednesday, and then Thursday was just final walkthrough and
But I suppose your big idea behind all these tutorials is to crowdsource them.
You mean, what do you mean with crowdsource?
With being open for pull.
Oh yeah, right. So I left, deliberately left one chapter empty because I hoped someone from the participants today, like maybe would send a pull request and do it. No, half joking. Just didn't make it on time really with this one. But we do take pull requests generally. It's all out there on GitHub. It's all open source, so everyone's welcome to contribute. Yeah.
But we just understood from Wim that this CodeJam, the content was not existing, and they asked for it, and then you created it, right?
Right. And the same thing happened to DJ last year as well.
Yeah.
So apparently Wim he's very persuasive. What's the name?
Difficult word.
Difficult. Like he's convincing people, right? So. So I had this idea about the Fiori Elements, CodeJam in the back of my mind already for a long time. And then he approached me because there was in the UI5 CodeJam, there was a small note that was like, towards the end, it was like, hey, and by the way, there's this flexible program model for Fiori. And he said, can we focus on that? And I'm like, yeah, well, that's really just a side note, really. There's no content to do, but I'll create something. And then 2 weeks.
You
work.
did?
Yeah, 2 weeks later it was done.
2 weeks of no sleep and for a long train ride, and then you were finished.
And then it was done. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So how was the vibe today with the participants?
It was fantastic. Really, we had good questions. We had great discussions. I made sure to put some food for thought at the end of each chapter, so people could just ponder and think about it. And then we had great discussions.
I like the concept. So you send everyone away. So let's do the next 2 exercises, and then they all came back, and you had some questions prepared. So also to think about what you are doing, because most of the times you're just doing what the tutorial says, but now you made them think.
Exactly, and that's really the added value of this in-person event, because just doing a tutorial online is that people can do that at home. Yeah. But the questions and the discussions afterwards, that's really the value of being here in person. Yeah. And I've had events where there were no prepared questions and it was very quiet and awkward. Yeah. So that's why I prepared something, and it really helps to kickstart the discussion. Yeah.
Is this the DJ Adams approach of doing the short iterative?
Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah, I actually copied and pasted the instruction for this. I think he calls it a guided approach or something like that. Like I copied and pasted his instructions from his README into the repo for today, and I like to follow this approach as well. Yeah,
it works.
But he's the OG of CodeJams, I guess, and everything else as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's a big inspirator for a lot of people in the SAP community, in the development community.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, what I found remarkable, by the way, is that when you had these questions in the end of each of those chapters, there were actually people that knew this kind of. I mean, this is a topic that's relatively new, right? It's like they're in the wild for like 2 months or so.
It's a little older than that, but it's definitely like it came with OData V4, so it's a couple of years already. But it grew, and it sort of, it was pretty small at the beginning, but now people will have to go really close to the mic. Yeah. And now people learn it and use it. So yeah.
Yeah, there were quite some people that were able to answer all those difficult questions. Yeah. So that's something that I took back from
a few very
detailed
as well. Questions.
Detailed questions, but also detailed answers.
Yeah, but that really also shows just shows the value of the CodeJams, because people come here even though they know the content already, but still they see the value of coming here, right? So it's really the discussions and the networking, getting to know everyone, because we always have a handful of people who basically know the content better than me, or better than any instructor, really. So, but they still show up and talk and chat and discuss. So it's fantastic.
What was really nice for today's participants was that we had a group of 5 from an end customer. So usually CodeJams attracts a lot of consultants because they are doing this for their customers. But now we had, like with Ngoc, she brought 4 colleagues with 5 participants from one customer, which is nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Your experience, do you have more time that you have customers as participants?
I might have. I don't know. I don't really ask. Like I'm just,
it's okay.
It's like I don't ask for people's names or it's just everyone's just here to talk about the tech, and we just connect, and it's fantastic. But I'm not asking for any IDs at the entrance.
Are you of legal age?
Okay, it's Friday afternoon. It's Friday evening. It's Friday evening.
Are you working for a competitor? You are not allowed in here.
Yeah, sometimes you have to mute Jan.
Wait, Oracle?
Right, get out of here.
Okay, Iemke, how did you experience the exercises of today?
I think OData V4 and the flexible programming model is one of the gray areas that SAP has to offer. And with
gray?
Yeah, gray area, it's available, it's out there, everyone can use it.
Undiscovered.
Yeah.
Secrets.
That's a better...
Gray sounds a little bit negative, but you mean positive?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah. It's a hidden features.
Gems.
Yes. So what we usually do at our customer site is the customers of SAP are discovering S4HANA, discovering Fiori, discovering Fiori Elements and the smart controls and everything surrounding it. But actually SAP is already further along, doing OData V4, doing flexible programming model. And we are here to discover what its main benefits are. And as Nico already said, it's been out there for a few years actually already, but we just don't really know about it.
So what do you think, Iemke, about what you learned today and the value?
V4 has a few features that are very beneficial to any Fiori developer. The way I see it is, the way SAP sees it, of course, a very big part of any Fiori use case that you have can be covered with annotations, Fiori Elements, smart controls. And V4 is just the next iteration, and the benefit that it offers. Yeah, I always say if I can use annotations and smart controls and Fiori Elements at my customer side, my development times gets cut in half, and
developer productivity. Yep.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I can do twice as much in half the time.
So, what is your recommendation to the community, to our listeners?
Look into OData V4. Look into flexible programming model. Get to know the tech and work with it.
So you get to innovate more in the same time.
Yep, for sure.
Like that.
So I already told you in the beginning, so I'm not the expert in this. But now when you talk about this OData V4 and flexible programming model, I thought flexible programming model was to work with Fiori Elements. Is it related to each other, or is it you can also use the flexible programming model in other cases, in other development?
ABAP.
No. No. I talked to Nico a few times today. A few times ABAP came up.
And I
Nico,
always had one answer. I've never written a line of ABAP in my life.
ABAP, no. Yeah, so nothing to do with ABAP. Flexible programming model is something that specifically works with and for OData V4. So
is it then Fiori Elements or what? Because
so the full name is SAP Fiori Elements Flexible Programming Model. So that's the whole name of the thing, and it's really SAP Fiori Elements extended with flexible things. So,
but why is Iemke? I just don't know, and I don't know, but try to understand. I was always talking about OData V4.
Yeah, so the Fiori Elements, the whole idea is that it is metadata driven. That means the backend service provides metadata that any client can consume and make sense of. And OData V4 is then the version of the OData backend service, and that provides more features so that the Fiori Elements app can consume it and interpret it in a certain way. And that is a requirement for the Fiori Elements flexible programming model. Okay. So the Fiori Elements flexible programming model is a Fiori Elements app that requires V4, OData V4, as a backend service to consume. And then with the flexible part, we can add new things to it, like freestyle things to it.
Okay, now, so if somebody who's watching us or listening to us and wants to bring it to the customer, what do they need to do? Do they first need to upgrade something, or can they just start with, if they have BTP, or what do they have to do?
Well, the main thing is you use OData V4, which is sometimes a challenge.
How do I get OData V4?
Well, when developing a CAP application, OData V4 is the standard. It's the default that you get. If you want to downgrade, you can, but you have to do additional steps to downgrade to OData V2.
But is it a choice that I have as a developer, or is it something that the customer needs to do to upgrade the backend system before they have OData V4?
Well, CAP development is relatively decoupled from the S4HANA backend. And what we typically see is that SAP offers a lot of OData services, but most of them are OData V2. They're from the past. I'm not sure. Maybe you can.
So if you have an older release, then you probably have the V2 services, and
the standard SAP OData.
And then you cannot use
exactly. Yeah,
Fiori Elements.
I guess ideally, all of our line of business applications, whether it's S4, ECC, SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, etc., they would all have their APIs exposed as V4 applications. Yeah. Because in that case, you wouldn't need a CAP application. You could plunk a Fiori application on top of it, right? With all the goodness of elements and flexible programming models. But that's not the situation at the moment. So that's why most of the times we look at CAP applications, and that's I think what Iemke is referring to. So that you have a CAP application exposing a V4 OData service, and then under the hood, that CAP application can talk to your S4 system, to your SuccessFactors system, to your whatever system, even maybe Oracle, and then to your Oracle system or any other system, right? To pull the data in, either through OData or through SOAP, or maybe a completely different protocol, pull it in and expose it as V4 so that you can build your Fiori Elements application on top of it. So it's no upgrade necessary. Only, your BTP in that sense is your friend, right? So
always,
even though I would say that it is quite an open. CAP is open, right? It's an what we call, how do you call it again? It's an opinionated SAP opinionated.
They call it opinionated, open yet opinionated.
Exactly. So you can swap things out. You can swap the database out. You can swap the BTP out if you like. But if you want to go with the native approach of CAP, and then everything BTP is involved there. So that makes life really, really easy to get your applications going.
But Iemke just explained in 2 times faster, right?
These were a lot of words. Thank you, Jan.
So I have a KPI, and that's to make these podcasts lengthy.
Oh, is that the case? Now I understand.
That's why you always invite me, right?
No, not always. Because I'm really happy to have you here on the table, Jan. Always I'm happy to have you on the table. But today, because you also did the exercise, right? So yes. I can also ask you, how did you experience the exercises of today's CodeJam?
Yeah, I thought they were awesome. The only thing that is still lingering in my head, Nico, the flexible thing, the split screen. How do you call it?
How can you get a split screen?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there were questions at the end of each of the chapters, and unfortunately, dinner came. No, just kidding.
I saw you eating.
Dinner was awesome, but that didn't give us a chance anymore to go to the questions that we had in the last sections. And one of the questions that I was still hoping for to get answered.
So is this your second difficult question, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
De moeilijke vraag van Jan.
Sorry, it was in English, of in Dutch, but it's the difficult question from Jan. So the difficult question from Jan is, how does he get a split screen?
Yeah,
Nico.
So I have the page editor open in my screen. Where's the button that I should press in order to get this a split screen, to turn this into a split screen flexible column UI layout?
Flexible column layout.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe a little bit of context. So I sneaked a screenshot in there in the repository where I show the flexible column layout all of a sudden because we haven't used it before, and then I just ask participants, okay, how do I do this? And the flexible column layout in the Fiori Elements app is enabled pretty easily. It's just a couple of lines of code in the manifest.json. So you can either add it manually or use the Fiori tools for that. You just press a button and then that's it, really. So pretty straightforward.
I couldn't find it.
Want to do it like now, live?
Yeah.
Or not?
Then I can come home. Then I can go home and explain. Look what I have. I have an application with a split screen. Sorry.
Yeah. Flexible column.
Flexible column layout.
And then everybody will be very happy.
I'll be the hero of the weekend.
That you have that, and or maybe sometimes it's. Hold on, I'm looking for the sound and like.
Mm-hmm.
After your statement, I have a split screen. And
okay, maybe we'll do it after the podcast.
But Jan will have some closure then. Huh?
Yeah, but Jan doesn't want to leave, and he probably doesn't allow Nico to leave before he has this split screen enabled on his application.
There you go.
On your bookshelf application, your web application that you created today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Nico, what's next? What's next for you? Are you only doing this CodeJam, or are you in multiple topics? What's next for you?
Yeah, we do have more CodeJams coming up, so that's one of the main activities for us developer advocates. There's too many to list now.
Yeah, but where can people find what CodeJams?
Go to community.sap.com, and then at the top there's an events tab, like an events page, and then there's the SAP community page where you can go, and there's a calendar there, and you can check out all the events.
Yeah, we can also link the direct link to the SAP CodeJam events in the show notes. Yeah,
cool, even better.
Great.
Yeah.
But and then you cover this multiple topics, not only this Fiori Elements topic.
Exactly. We have a list of available topics, and it grows continuously.
Yeah, especially if you have innovation.
Especially if we're innovation. Yeah. And I'm not sure how many we have. Maybe 12 or so. I'm guessing here. I'm not 100% sure. And so we, in case anyone's listening and they want to host a CodeJam at their own office.
Is that possible?
That's possible, of course, right? So just like Innovation approached us and said, hey, we want this Fiori Elements CodeJam. There's in the same community events tab, there's a request thing that you can fill out. So you can host one at your office as well if you want.
So you don't have to pick one of the existing topics. You can just look at what's currently at the bleeding edge and then select that.
And that only works for...
I think they prefer to have one of the list.
That only works for innovation. No, kidding. Yeah. So our list is pretty... It's not extensive, 100%, but it's a pretty good list. It has grown quite substantially. So I think there's something interesting for everyone on this list.
Cool. Okay. Final words for today?
I thought the office was very empty, except for the participants of this CodeJam. What happened, Iemke?
They were all participating. Because didn't you see the black sweaters?
We asked the people not to come.
The office people.
The office people.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
Special occasions.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's my burning question that I had for Iemke.
That was your burning question. Okay. So Iemke, from your side, would you recommend hosting in your own CodeJam in your own office? Because that's what you did today.
Yeah, it's a great experience to get some extra knowledge in. Also to showcase your company a bit, get some people in here, show the company off. And it's always great to host something like this for the community. There's a few opportunities that you have as a company to host things like these. So why not just do it, try it, get some great people around, get the HANA podcast maybe.
Yeah, bring the community together, because we missed that a long time. And even with the unclearness on the SAP ticket for this year, CodeJams, because then you can bring in the experts like Nico over here, and then
maybe us,
the community, and
good food.
Yeah. If it's a nice topic, we always like to have HANA Cafe be present, because then we can talk about the topic, right? And I can learn something, because I really didn't know about Fiori Elements. So thank you very much.
There you go.
Yeah, and thank you very much for listening in or tuning in on the video stream for this HANA Cafe the Netherlands.
Dankjewel voor het luisteren naar deze aflevering van HANA Cafe Nederland. Heb je feedback voor ons? Laat het dan zeker weten. Wil je ook een keer aanschuiven in het café? Stuur ons een berichtje en geef gelijk aan waar je het over wilt hebben. Tot de volgende keer.
Thank you, Nico. Thank you, Iemke.
Nice. Thanks, Twan. Fijn weekend.
Dankjewel, Jan. Doei.
Bye bye.
Jan-Willem.
Ja, zijn we niet wat vergeten?
Jan-Willem. Yeah, I think we forgot something.
Yes,
I think because today we had a very nice CodeJam, right? And I think there are more CodeJams coming up, right?
Yes. Luckily there are quite a few
make
CodeJams.
A nice news jingle for you. So.
Whoa. Well, let's start. I'll feel like a news reader. Yeah. So the 11th of June we'll have a webinar, 1 hour webinar. About the overview of ABAP Cloud and outlook for Gen AI in ABAP.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's...
the winners of the Hasse Planner Award.
Yeah, the 11th of June. The 21st of June, we'll have Vitaly Rudnitsky about machine learning using the SAP HANA platform. That probably will be in SAP Den Bosch.
Cool.
21st of June. 25th of September, DJ Adams, hands-on with the BTP and CLI and API. So the business technology platform, the command line interface. And
DJ's hobby.
DJ's hobby, yeah. We are looking into a location, but it will be somewhere in the Netherlands. And I have good hopes it will be in Utrecht, but that will be announced later. And one day later, again, DJ Adams at McCoy in Eindhoven, the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model to create full stack applications.
full stack applications. That's quite a nice program for.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All right. Probably some VNSG custom development group activities as well later in the second half of this year.
Yeah, 25th and 26th
September is already.
Right.
Sorry.
And the inside track.
The inside. Yeah, do you have a date for the inside track already?
No, not yet.
Next topic.
Thank you. But very good update. Thank you very much, Jan-Willem.
Thank you. I could share it. Thanks.